Hey there, viewer. I'm back playing some more. I was a Teenage Exocolonist. Last time, we managed to not only survive Glow Season, but we actually went up against impossible odds and persevered. As a result of that, we are of course injured. We're gonna take an entire month off just for that. But we have managed. Look at this. Amazing. Oh, right, that reminds me. Let's take this one off. Put our little pet back on. We're gonna want some extra skill rewards. And another thing. You might have noticed something different here. That's right. Everyone has officially reached that point in puberty where we gained our awkward, gangly teenage bodies. Ours actually looks pretty okay in that nondescript, androgynous type of way, but everyone else is a little different. Let's go take a look. Hey Tang. Tang looks up from her work, holding her stomach as it rumbles audibly. What? Again? Who cursed me with a mortal form? I did not ask for this. She reaches into her bag and pulls out a protein bar. The downside to requiring less sleep is that the body burns more calories while awake, she says, taking a bite. My caloric intake is much higher, similar to that of a bodybuilder, which is fitting as I do have the strongest brain in the colony. Well, that's good for you. If you're wondering where her hair went, you might want to also remember that Tangent is actually male by birth and is a trans girl. So she's gonna have quite a transformation as her body fights the remnant of her birth gender. Anyway, how's our little gremlin? Yep, she's gonna get tall by the end of this. Anemone is in the middle of tying her mane of hair away from her face. Oh, hey Soul, she says, hair tied between her teeth. Just about to go for a run. Wanna come? Sure, let's do that. We can always get rid of this card. And I think at higher levels, we're gonna be able to grab some other ones. On your way to the sports ball pitch, Anemone shares the story about the time her brother Calm once spiked the ball so hard that he broke Utopia's nose, back when she used to play sports ball too. She describes it in gory detail. But don't go easy on me, she exclaims. That's why we have med beds, right? Plus, I might get a cool scar. She thumbs a blue scaled scar on her jaw, right under her ear. Yeah, her scales are coming up pretty nicely. If you remember, that's her augmentation. She doesn't scab when she gets a scar. Rather, when she gets an injury, rather than a scab, she gets these protective scales growing out. It's pretty cool. Oh, buddy. Your depression is only gonna get worse from this point on, huh? Yeah. Awkward, gangly face. Acne. Oh, my friend. Hormones are really not kind to you, huh? This is curiously studying the small, bleached white animal's skull. Look at this, he says, and holds it out to you. There's mushrooms growing in this one. I didn't know that fungus could grow on bone. It's kind of like everything on this planet was designed to work together. He throws the skull back into the wilderness. Well, except us. Oh, we can dare him to go into a restricted area. That gives a wild value card. So I guess it randomly shifts whenever we draw it. I'm not sure I care about that one. Oh, medicine. Hey Mars. Oh, she's actually getting real elegant here. Really nice. Oh, hey Soul, Mars says, breezing past you. I'm sorry, can't talk now. I'm on my way to work in command. She stops when you don't sound amazed enough. You know, the supply depot, she clarified. It's the most important job in the whole colony. Anything that gets made here goes through me first. Well, I think it first goes through the fabricator, but okay then. Mars's smug smile gets somehow even more smug. Plus, I get the first pick of all the bad stuff. Oh, of course. That's amazing. You lay it on really thick. How Mars is just so cool, how everything she does is totally great, and how she's obviously the most important person in the colony. You're going to start a Mars fan club in her honor. She just laughs. Nice try, Soul, but thanks for the compliments. You're welcome. Then she just leaves, without even offering to help get you a job. Dread. Sucking up to Mars didn't work. What's next? Having to actually ask for what you want? Ugh. Maybe you could ask again later. Maybe. But I think I'm pretty well set, job-wise. Hey, buddy. Ha, you barely changed. Maybe a little broader shoulders. Thicker neck. And you're gaining some more muscle. You spot Ken kneeling in the dirt, digging up root vegetables and frowning. They're so small this year, he says, holding one up and examining it. Maybe there's just not enough nutrients in the soil. Is it something we're doing wrong? I'm not sure. Another hop eye. I do already have one. I could flood my deck with it, if I was going for bears. But as things are, I'm currently not. Well, and that was everyone. I wish we could have seen how Tammy would grow up. Maybe in another time. Okay, first things first. Need to sleep this injury off. Your mom is tending to her garden as you relax nearby. You're both happy to leave each other alone, but you can hear her muttering to herself as she pulls weeds. Every day, she grumbles. You'd think I was never here at all with how some of these weeds grow. I thought that bringing only nice plants would mean we wouldn't have to weed as much, but these were dominant plants. They're unstoppable. She pulls hard on one weed, which turns out to be a huge creeping vine that yanks out a few flowers. Ah, I just want one place on this planet that's ours. Well, isn't that what the colony is? Not that we would know about it. So, what was Earth like? It was like this place, your mom said, but a lot worse. She sits back on her heels and wipes her face. Hot summers, cold winters, storms, wildfires, smoke, radiation. Weeding was the least of our problems, honestly. That's why I wanted this place. Something that could remind us of the Earth that was. Your mom dumps a huge armful of weeds into a wheelbarrow. These go all the way to the edge of the colony, she says wearily. Whatever plant these roots belong to, they're invading my garden. She turns towards the walls and yells, "You stupid pink bastards, stay out there where you belong." Let's forget this one. Socks still has a place. It's your birthday. You wake from a night of blissfully peaceful dreams. No nightmares, no premonitions, just a pleasant feeling of contentment. You stretch your arms over your head, blinking in the watery quiet sunlight that seeps through the porthole window. Things are always changing on Vertamna, but you can't help but feel like things are changing for yourself too. Not just your body, but your mind, your emotions, your future. 14 is going to be your year. Gosh, I hope not. We still have plenty to live after that. Your parents have been working around the clock since the last attack, trying to get the fields right again in time for this year's planting. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Since the pixie beans from last year were a bust, are we gonna plant something new? Or are we going back to Earth plants this year? We shall see. Spark snow has already started falling, and every day they come home complaining about having to clear it. They ask you to ping them when you're awake, so you can share birthday breakfast in your quarters instead of sitting shoulder to shoulder with everyone else during breakfast service in the canteen. You fire them a message and lie back in your bunk, watching dust motes float lazily in the light. After a minute, there's a knock at the door. It's Antecedent. First time she's ever been here. She sweeps into your room in a bustle of skirts and shawls and sits down beside you on your bunk. "Oh, look at you," she says. "Happy birthday, beautiful. 14 years old." She leans in and gives you a motherly kiss on the forehead. It's been years since she took care of you in the children's crash, but all the kids still call her auntie and think of her as a close relative. Her sweet baking bread smell is as comforting as it ever was. She sits back and takes one of your hands in both of hers. "Sol, ever since I had you in my arms as a baby." "Oh, you were also a midwife. Interesting." Or maybe not that far. Still? "I knew you were so special, so important. You're becoming a young man, but I want you to know I will always, always be here for you. Just like your mom and dad," she says firmly. "Thanks, Auntie." She smiles and tucks an unruly lock of your hair behind your ear. "I guess you're old enough to call me Aunt Anne now, if you like, or even just Anne. That doesn't really have such a good ring to it. Now, come on in here," Aunt Anne says, spreading her arms wide. "Give us a great big hug." You hug her, enveloping yourself in the warm and familiar softness of her. Over her shoulder, you see Anemone standing in the doorway. Well, her hair anyway. She's been growing it out, and there's no hiding it behind the corner. She skips into your quarters. "Happy birthday, bud," she says, bouncing on your bunk. "Way to get older. Enjoy being 2 years older than me for a few months." "I thought you were on your way to Mad Bay," Anne tells her, and Anemone shrugs. Anne turns to you. "Annie is supposed to get her menstruation cessation implant today," she says. I guess. She's so much of a tomboy that she doesn't even want to deal with that. I can understand that. "Mom," Anemone hollers. "Gross. Sol doesn't want to hear about my period." Well, no one wants to hear about it. But it is a thing, so... Anne smiles fondly at her daughter. It's nothing to be ashamed of, Annie. Getting your period is a beautiful thing. It reminds us that we have the ability to make life. It's a sign you're growing up and becoming an adult, and ready to take on the responsibility of taking care of that life. Anemone wrinkles her nose and throws herself on your bed. I'm never making life. You, pass. Yeah, no. Just because we're teens now, not gonna start flirting with my friend. Playful ribbing, however? What's the matter? You scared? No, Anemone exclaims, punching you in the arm. No, of course not. It just super sucks that now everyone's talking about how I'm becoming a woman, and how I'll finally look different than my brothers. Duh. She points at you. Don't you start to. I'll still kick your ass at sports ball, even with cramps. Oh yeah, cramps are no joke. My sister used to have these extremely debilitating period cramps. Even with medicine, she sometimes couldn't get out of bed for an entire day. Yeah, those were pretty awful days. Thankfully, it got better once she married and had her daughter, but sometimes she still gets like these phantom cramps. Nasty stuff. I tell you, I could never handle being a woman. Don't have the pain tolerance for that one. Your parents finally arrive, still damp from the field and bringing in the smell of crisp, tangy snow on their clothes. Oh look, birthday visitors, your dad exclaims. Anne, are you staying for breakfast? Anne reaches into her bag and brings out a stack of tiffins. No thank you, but I brought your order with me from the kitchens, seeing as I was stopping by. She pats your hand one more time. Happy birthday again, Sol. You'll always be my baby, even when you're all grown up. Aw, thanks. Your mom shakes her head as Anne and Anemone leave. Oh, Anne, she laughs, sentimental to the core. She starts laying out the cutlery for breakfast. But I don't know how the colony would manage without her and the children's crash, she says, and points a fork at you. Family is more than the people that birthed you, Sol, and don't you forget it. Yeah, everyone here is one big family. Close enough that they got together, took a spaceship, and just fucked off through a wormhole into another planet. So yeah, there's so much family here that Vin Diesel would be at home right away. Now, we do have 2 more months of this heroic buff. Whatever shall we do about it? I kinda want to get animals up a little bit. That should probably enable us to increase the stats on our pet a little more. Okay, animals are not here. They were over here. Or did we get animals from school? No, that was biology. We could start getting engineering classes. But at this point I think I'm kinda embracing that we're gonna be just a little bit dumb. No academics for us. We're way too physical for that. So, defense training it is. I guess I should just go outside. If I want to get much animal skill fast. Anemone's big brother Com teaches karate techniques to the class. Kicks, punches, flips, all the cool stuff. He's much more calm than Security Chief Rat and takes the time to connect with you instead of just relying on intimidation. You kind of wish he was the chief of security instead. Maybe one day. Rat can be the boss forever, right? Com organizes your first karate tournament. Well, he doesn't call it a tournament. It's more like an exhibition to show off how far everyone has come in their training. There's informal sparring matches and feats of strength, like high kick challenges and breaking boards. Despite Com's best intentions, Anemone is absolutely taking this like a competition. She takes her place next to you at the board breaking station and gives you a challenging look, tossing her unruly hair over her shoulder. Is it on? Oh, it's on like Donkey Kong, baby. Anemone likes winning, but she loves competing even more. You both smash boards until your hands are red and sore, and have a great time egging each other on. Com eventually puts a stop to your competition, declaring you the winner. Anemone cheers for you. Awesome. Alright. I'm almost there. If I did that again, that would definitely get me to another perk. However, since I am relatively stress-free, let's get outside a little bit. There was that new area that we haven't quite finished. Hey, what's up? Utopia is sorting through stuff the foragers have brought back, putting them into bins to either get analyzed or taken straight to the kitchens. Hey sweets, she says, not even looking up. You had it out. You and this take care of each other out there, okay? She sighs. I've gotta get through all this before day's end, she says. It'll take me all day, unless you're raring to help out. Okay, I get the time, I guess. Utopia lays out an assortment of mushrooms. Alright, here's a simple one. Which one of these fellows is poisonous? Okay, not gonna pick mushrooms randomly. That's a sure way to get poisoning. Mushrooms? You got this. You know what kind of mushrooms are served in the canteen, and it's easy to pick them out of the assortment. Well, that's easy if you do it that way. Ooh, unlocked foraging. Nice. Great work, sweets, Utopia exclaims, big smile on her face. You're a regular pig. Don't worry, that's a compliment. If we're looking for truffles, yes, but otherwise not really. On Earth, they used to use pigs to sniff out buried mushrooms. Go out there and dig us up some, why don't you? Finish up what you were doing on the survey team, but come back next month and I'll put you with the foragers, she says. You'll be in the Valley of Vertigo. It's one of the best places to forage for wild berries and other edibles. Interesting. Okay, still can't get through here. You've stopped to admire the light glinting off the water of a shallow circular lake when you notice some strange rocks near your feet. They're pink and red, bobbing in the shallow water at the shore. The rocks are flashing golden yellow. This one, then that one, then a pause, then that one, then the first one again. You thought it was reflected sunlight at first, but no. The rocks themselves are glowing. Okay, let's repeat the pattern, I guess. Empathy? From rocks? Well, okay then. You play a memory game with them, touching the stones in the pattern they give you. You feel emotions coming from the rocks. Affection, interest, gratefulness. Somehow you understand, they like the contact. Are they creatures or rocks? Sometimes the lines between the two can be blurry on Vertamna. They can't move, but learn about the world from creatures who pass by and touch them. Like the way animals rub to leave their scent, these rocks entice animals to play with them and leave information about the world. You get the sense they're excited for your new scent. To what end, you don't know. Ha! Ooh, we gained an additional gear slot. That is very nice. So either +5 persuasion and pair bonus, or +10 combat, +2 to physical challenges. I think while we're out, we're more likely to find combat, so let's take the blast cutter. Oh, nice crystals. What up this? Hey Soul, this greets you cautiously as you pass on the narrow path. Hey, do you want me to show you something? This almost never makes overtures of friendship. Whatever it is, it must be pretty cool. Sure. You follow him for nearly half an hour. A couple of times he stops to listen for something, then continues onward, tramping through the fields of broad-topped mush trees and swaying antler ferns. After a while, you start to wonder if he's just lost. Not likely. You're about to say something about it when he holds his hand up for silence and directs you to crawl under a huge mushroom. On the other side, you have a view down to one of the perfectly round ponds. Taking up most of it is an enormous Xeno, its legs deep underwater. Do we get a picture? Guess not. It's a balneal, this tells you. They live in the swamps. You don't usually see them here. This one seems totally at home. It dips its long neck and even longer mouth into the pond, sucking up water from the bottom and spewing it out of a spout at the back of its head. The spray of beautiful turquoise, never know how to say that word, water sparkles in the sun. Tiny colorful bird-like creatures dart around it, catching the tiny fish that come spraying out. Okay, so is it eating or drinking, or is it feeding the other animals? I think it's eating the mud, this says, or something really tiny in it. You watch for a while. It sure eats a lot, he adds. Yeah, filter feeders tend to spend a lot of time eating. Oh hey, another one of those rock turtles. I killed one of you last year. Would be nice if you could just respect that and stand aside. Oh well. The rifts of spark snow make this area hard to pass through. Okay, we can play in the snow. Haven't I already done that? Interesting. I had a feeling that I already have. Let's play a little. You make a snow body. Or at least, you try. The tiny blue crystals don't pack together very well. Duh, 'cause it's not snow. And the stuff quickly melts just from the heat of your body. The acidic snow gives you a hot, scratchy rash between your fingers. You probably should have worn gloves. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. You appraise your lumpy snow body. It looks a little sad. Maybe it just needs some accessories. With some twigs and grass and a weird kind of jelly you find seeping out of the ground. Dude, why the fuck would you touch that? Ugh. Could be some alien slime mode for all you know. Yeah, don't touch that. You give your body antlers and fur. It kinda looks like a snow bush bub. Well, we got the real thing right here. Ooh, crystal. What we gonna find? Ooh, look at the reflection in the water. That's very nice. Can already see where the end is. Wow, this map is kinda big. It looks like it spirals all the way back here. Definitely not gonna be able to do that this time. A mass of dead bushes blocks your way. They have pointy spines the size of short swords, and they look very, very sharp. We can blast our way through it, or crawl. Let's do a tiny bit of blasting. Don't really feel like having the potential to get injured again. Good thing you borrowed a blast cutter with you. You cut a hole through the bushes and set a bunch of the surrounding forest on fire while you're at it. That might not have been the best of ideas. That'll teach those bushes to get in your way. Yeah, that was actually kind of irresponsible. You never want to start a fire. Unless you want to stay there to contain it. You're crossing a clearing when you hear a terrible cracking, pounding sound. A bush bug bursts through the tree line, barreling straight towards you. Whatever's making a bush bug run, you're pretty sure you don't want to be on the business end of it. True, on the other hand, 3 bravery points. Yeah, 3 bravery points. The creature bounds past you, its powerful stone-like gorilla arms smashing the ground. It doesn't even seem to see you, and goes around you without even looking at you. You look around, but there's no sign of whatever motivated the bush bug to run so fast. At least that's something to be grateful about. Okay. And it looks like we are maxed out on stress. This should be the end of it. It's a herding sunbiter. No, a whole herd of them. Your creatures that you personally discovered and got to name. That's nice. Let's see if we can learn some more about them. Oh, look at that. All 4s. Very nice. You've seen this herd a few times traveling through this stretch of the wilderness. All day they bask in the sun on the top of a plateau. Now that evening is coming, they're coming down into the plains to forage. They like to hang out in big groups and mostly lie around all day being lazy. Sounds like the life. It sure does. I'll get some kudos out of it. Utopia's happy to have more information on the herding Sunbiter. Yep, we get a whole bunch of stats. Ooh, look at that. Completely maxed out perception. Oh, so what's this? You've been enlightened by mastering a skill. +1 to all mental skill increases. Interesting. Well, we're gonna lose 1/1 of that, because we have to rest. But it's okay. Okay, what did we get? Show me. Slip past all path blocking explore events. Ooh. So we can just run around and pick up every collectible item. I like the sound of that. We're going to return next time. Looks like we're gonna go to school a little bit while we have this buff. But for now, thank you for watching. If you like this story, then please give the video a like. And as always, I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, take care of yourselves and have a nice day.